Welcome to another fine-ass episode of A&B Sports Media, the podcast. I'm your host, AJ.
And I am Bill.
And welcome back. So we got a fun one because, we'll get to that in a second.
We have a lot to talk about.
We do have a good amount to talk about. But let's start with our good old sports history, Bill.
Yes, today in sports history, there's a lot going on because around this time on May 11th, 2023, there's a lot of shit going on, mostly in the Kentucky Derby, I've noticed.
A
couple different things in Kentucky Derbies going on. Ironically, I think,
Is it only Kentucky Derby?
it's mostly Kentucky Derby. So that's
hot.
pretty good because we will be talking about the 2023 Kentucky Derby. Basically in 1887, the 13th Kentucky Derby happened, then the 16th, then the 18th. Something with the Washington Center. Throws out 8 attempted steals. That's actually pretty lit.
Goddamn.
Otherwise, here's actually a good one. 1893, Henry Disengran establishes world's first bicycle world record, traveling 21.95 miles an hour.
Holy shit.
That is pretty fast on a bike. Imagine trying to pedal that. No. Otherwise, a few other things with the Kentucky Derby. And then lastly, in 1900, James J. Jeffries KO James J. Corbett in 23 rounds, oh God, for the heavyweight boxing title. It doesn't say what organization. It just says this guy in the 1900s had a title at one point in time.
It was just street fighting.
Yeah, it probably was.
They're just beating each other
Bare knuckle
up.
boxing in the UK. I believe it.
Nice.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
My whole head went to people just beating the shit out of each other. It's like, you're the champion? All right, just randomly on the street. So we actually got a very fun game tonight specifically. Tonight's
Right.
Thursday, May 11th. And, Bill, what is that game?
That is the Boston Celtics, versus the Philadelphia Sixers.
Yay.
Hell yeah. That game will be starting at 7:40 tonight, and it will be played at the Wells Fargo Center. Some of our friends actually got lucky and bought tickets. They were a little too rich for my taste. I would love to have gone, but unfortunately, I broke as fuck.
Yeah,
so,
I was so close to buying them, but my wallet was
honest to
only
God, $100, if the one ticket was true, $100 for the assembly room, which is the Wells Fargo Center standing room, probably worth it. The problem is there's probably so many motherfuckers there that you won't be able to even see the arena, like the actual floor.
Yeah.
You may be stuck watching it on a screen because our assembly room in the Wells Fargo Center is basically one side of like the center ice, I guess, or half court.
Yeah.
And there's bars, lounges, everything. There's actually a couple seats, but they're first come, first serve. But basically, you gotta like fight for everything. So you have to get there stupid early to do that. So God bless them. Good luck for them, and good luck for everyone getting out of that parking lot at the end of the night.
Oh my! Everyone's gonna go to Xfinity if we win.
Oh, absolutely.
But I was actually talking to a few people because we went to Dollar Dog Night.
I want to
Tuesday.
rant about that too.
Dollar Dog Night. Yeah. Well, let me preface this. Philly and Dollar Dog Nights are synonymous with dogs getting thrown everywhere.
That's true.
So there was a wave happening. Everyone was like, "Yeah, we're getting the wave going." It started off like kind of weak.
It was weak. It was very weak.
And then it got to like ours, and then all of us went with it. And I guess that kind of
It started to ramp up. So basically, everything was like a little flutter of a wave that you see at the ocean. You kick your feet away. You're like, "Oh my God, this is fun." And the next thing you know, it turns into an actual wave you could boogie board on. Then it turns into one that you could surf. And then after that, it becomes a tidal wave, and you're like, "Oh shit!" And then
the tidal wave starts throwing dogs.
yes, out of nowhere, you started seeing as the wave went around, hot dogs started flying in the air, and it caused hell.
Oh, it was beautiful.
Absolute pandemonium. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there with my eyes glistening, like, "Oh my God, this is amazing." Security, on the other hand, is like, "This is terrifying."
They had the Glizzy Patrol out on the
They
field
did. They were looking everywhere.
because it wasn't like the normal dog fights that were happening at the previous ones. This was just a wave, so people were just as soon as you
They were
got
just
up, you threw it.
yeeting 'em.
And what was happening was at least for one run. So the right fielder was like, "Guys, like there's hot dogs in the field. Stop throwing shit," and just being pissy at Phillies fans. He was trying to lock in, but he just kept looking to the left, and then that actually nice like line drive happened, and it took him a bit to kind of get situated, and 2 runs came in. But
I think it was Castellanos that hit it.
I think it was too.
Yeah, but that was hysterical, that entire moment. But that was honestly the only good thing about Dollar Dog Night, and I was excited for Dollar Dog Night.
I was very excited for Dollar Dog Night.
However, unfortunately, I think that's going to be one of the last ones I go to. Well, obviously this year because that is the last one of the Philadelphia season. Who knows if they're going to bring it back after that whole fiasco.
I doubt it.
I doubt it too. But here's why I don't like Dollar Dog Night. And it wasn't for me. It was for my friends that went there. We had 14 people go. I didn't see you guys until the 5th inning. Because the lines were so long for every single hot dog area or line, like place to get a hot dog, that you quite literally did not sit until the 5th inning. I kept count. It was the 5th inning.
I mean, to be fair, too, though, we didn't get to the game just because, like, after work and everyone having a carpool and stuff, we didn't get into the stadium till, like, the top of the second.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Still a good amount of innings, but.
Yeah. But then you have to wait 3 more innings to get one fucking hot dog. And this is some bullshit. I asked a friend to pick up some for me as well. Because, you know, if you think about it, you'd might as well just buy a shit ton at once and then bring it to your group. They said no, they only are doing 4 hot dogs a person.
Yes.
Which then I only ate 1 hot dog that entire time. Otherwise, I ate the bread twist because it was literally the shortest line I can get into. I wasn't waiting for that long for a fucking hot dog at... what's it called? Citizens Bank Park. As much as I wanted to, I did not.
We scanned the system a little bit.
What'd you do?
So obviously everyone can only get 4 hot dogs max, right? So one of us would get 4 hot dogs. So our one friend was in the one line. You know, we'll give him a shout out, Rav.
Yeah.
He was in the one line, and he got his hot dogs and stuff like that, and then he handed it to our other friend Chris. Or Chris was supposed to stand next to Rav, and we were supposed to do this, but Chris doesn't necessarily understand like the concept a little bit because it was a lot of pandemonium. But essentially, Rav got his hot dogs, gave it to us to pretty much put in the bag, and then we went away. And then Rav got right next to James and said, "Hey, get 4 more hot dogs on top because if you're buying with the person there, they'll if there's 2 people, they'll let you get 8."
Yeah.
So we
they know you're getting multiple.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we essentially doubled the
Every
amount of
time.
hot dogs we had. Only Rav was able to do that, but we still, I think Rav got 8 hot dogs. One person was like, "Hey, listen, we'll give you $20 for 2 hot dogs," and he essentially made money.
Yeah, no, that's
So,
good deal.
But kind of going back to the assembly room, I was actually thinking about this going to the Phillies game.
Yeah.
It would be really cool if they had like bars like in the stadium that you could just go to and not have to spend tickets. So then you're there for the atmosphere.
Yeah.
You're not paying for a ticket. And you're kind of just enjoying the game. Like, you're still watching it on TV, but instead of, like, hearing the whole, like, fans go crazy, like, on, like, through a TV.
You hear it live.
You hear it live, exactly, which I thought would be a really cool idea.
Yeah, that's a good concept.
Because for some reason, they have a Shake Shack in
They
Citizens
do,
Bank.
yeah.
I don't know who's going to Shake Shack.
My girlfriend almost did.
Really?
Multiple times. She's like, I should have went to Shake Shack.
That's
I'm like,
awesome.
you should have.
That is awesome.
Could have got a milkshake.
But
concrete. I don't know what concrete is. I'm going to worry about that later, though.
But yeah, I thought that would be a really cool idea. Hopefully, some executive hears me and goes, "Yeah, we're going to do that." So
yes, one of the 6 people that listen to our podcast is an executive for the NBA.
It's grown. We have 8 now.
We have 8. Oh, we've gone up by 2.
Yeah,
we originally had 7. Now we're at 8. Now we're up by 1.
We're doing great.
Thank you, random fan in Belgium. We appreciate you.
I don't know who is in Belgium, but we notice you and we're very appreciative.
We love you. I also love Stroopin waffles. I don't know if that's actually Belgian. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. But I do love Belgian waffles dipped in chocolate. So, we cool.
It sounds like a fun time.
It is.
But getting back to the Sixers, our last game, they were tied for the series 2-2. Had a stroke there. And they really needed to win a game in Boston to kind of put themselves ahead.
Yes, it was a very important game.
Obviously, you would come back to Philly, you would get the win, but like if Boston beat you, you're going back to Boston, and that would have been and that would have been extremely rough, especially just like there's wear and tear, especially like for a 7-game series. But it seems like every single series is going.
Every single game right now, before the Sixers tonight, which is the first game, every conference game, the semifinals,
that's going to Game 6.
Is going to Game 6 right now.
Yeah.
So no matter what, teams are either going to end on Game 6 or go to Game 7.
So we're really hoping that they pulled off. But Maxey last game had a fantastic game.
Yeah, he did 30 points.
He had 30 points, and he also had like an ice cold killer with 3. That like the fans were slowly getting back into it, and Maxey just hit that 3, and they were
shut him up.
They were quiet the whole time.
Final score was 115 to 103. Like you said, Maxey had 30 points in 42 minutes. Embiid had 33 points in 37 minutes. James Harden had 17 in 39 minutes.
Yeah,
And
but look at how many assists he had. Too.
I know, he had 10 assists. He had a double-double going on.
Yeah.
And then he almost had a triple-double. Close. Tobias Harris, 16 minutes in 31 minutes. And I want to shout out somebody on the bench. Mr. House Jr., 10 points in 15 minutes.
A good old number 25 actually doing something for the 76ers.
I always check up on House's score just because of the name. And I'm like, let's see how House does. In playoffs, he showed the fuck up, and he got 10 points in 15, 5 rebounds. I don't know what DREB is. So
Defensive rebound.
5 defensive rebounds, an assist, and I don't know.
Can you tell me what an OREB is?
Offensive rebound?
Yes.
All right, I'm good. I'm learning basketball.
You're getting it.
Woo! Killed it.
But the cool thing is that House, so Doc Rivers was going back and forth between like who he wanted to pretty much put in the lineup.
Yep.
Pretty much starting everything. And he was going back and forth between House and a few other people. And he ended up not going with House originally, but the gut feeling, like as soon as the game started, he's like, no, I need to get this kid some minutes.
Yeah.
And he played his butt off. So that was
5 for 7 on field goals.
That was a low key clutch.
No 3-pointers, 0 for 2. But
but he was very good defensively.
Yeah, no,
He was very good
defense is what
defensively.
matters. Speaking of which, on defense though, freaking Embiid on defense though was incredible. 4 fucking blocks.
He's so ever since his injury, it's taken him a minute, but he looks like he's back to MVP form.
I think it was this game, but I'm not sure if it was the last game. I think it was this one though. There was like a time where he lost the ball or somebody lost the ball, and he basically said, "No, the fuck not."
Oh, where he kind of he blocked it. Yeah,
beelined it.
Yeah,
blocked it off the freaking backboard, and just basically shut down any more hope Boston
yeah.
had.
He's looking like an MVP,
Looking
MVP.
like the MVP.
But he's definitely hopped up on painkillers because that man definitely doesn't feel a goddamn thing.
He
dude.
has whatever
He had like a knee
injection.
sprain.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Cortisone. Thank you.
Yeah.
Cortisone injections all over his body.
But go ahead.
Jinx, you owe me a soda. What I was going to say is that game was played very well as a team.
Yes.
Like the other wins where Harden was carrying was
Harden
good.
carrying, yeah.
But this one, everybody pulled their weight.
That looked like a very cohesive game.
Exactly.
Correct.
On the starters and on the bench. They came in when they needed to, filled in the gaps well without any issues. They played phenomenally.
Absolutely.
And now they got home court for Game 6. This could be it, and they will take the Eastern Conference.
And that's not something they've done in 21 years since
know.
AI, which would be
Huge.
huge. Because they also didn't win a Game 5 since AI too.
Yeah.
Normally they've been like literally 0-5 on Game 5s.
Yeah.
So winning that Game 5 was crucial.
Huge.
And now
It's breaking something.
that stadium's gonna be bumping.
Packed.
You have dude, I'm so excited just to watch and have our friends vicariously send us Snapchats.
Yeah, I want to see that. I mean, honest to God, if the Knicks do win, I'll probably go.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
But we'll have to see tomorrow night to see what happens for them.
Yeah, I agree. But yeah, so the Knicks they fought back. They actually looked
They
really
did.
good until
They looked
the
great
very
towards the
until the very end. Yeah.
Then I was like, oh, it's not looking good. And then it clocked around. I was like, all right, fine. But everyone's 3-2. Denver versus Phoenix. It's 3-2 for Denver. Tomorrow, I got a sneeze.
Bless you. Bless you.
Miami's up 3-2 against New York, and then Golden State are in LA. LA is up 3-2. Steph Curry's fighting back. I like it.
A big thing for well, first of all, there's a social media. I don't want to say fad or trend, but essentially this dog just happily, like, the owner throws it like a toy basketball, would hit it, and it would go into a basket.
Yeah.
It would predict.
I've seen the corgi.
It's 5-0.
It is 5-0.
It's 5-0.
What the fuck?
And it predicted the exact like
series?
Yeah. So right
For
now,
each team?
so I don't know for each team,
But the series is correct.
yeah, the series was correct. But I know for the Lakers and Golden State, it's exactly how it said it would though.
That's
That they would go up 3-1, and then pretty much the Golden State Warriors would come back. So
They're gonna reverse sweep it.
we'll see, because right now too, Anthony Davis is hurt. which is kind of a huge part of their game too.
Yeah.
So we'll see if the Lakers can kind of overcome that obstacle. But the way that Golden State played last game, like
Yeah,
they're
look
looking
good.
very strong. So
They're turning it around.
to be honest, I don't normally watch a lot of basketball, but I'll actually, a lot of our friends are starting to get us into it, and this playoffs has been pretty fun.
I go to my friend's basketball games on Monday.
There you
I
go.
make fun of him every single time he plays, though, because he misses the fucking basket.
Yeah, the
Gouchy.
object is to get it in the basket, right? I'm
Yes.
not good at it, but
Me
I
neither, no.
thought you were.
Yeah,
so,
no, I thought you would, make up, at least make a layup. You made a three, I'll give you that. You made a couple threes,
no,
but you didn't make a layup.
kid's a baller. It's kind of scary.
He's good. I'm not making fun of him in that sense. I'm just making fun of him as a friend. Do better.
So that's pretty much what's happening with the Sixers
Yes.
and NBA going on. I do want to touch a little bit on the Phillies because they've actually been putting up a good amount of fights.
They have.
And also Bryce Harper has come. He's played in 5 games and he looks like the best hitter on the team.
I was gonna say he's just designated hitting right now, right?
I think his 3rd game back, he was on base. He was up bat 5 times and he was on base all 5 times, which is nuts, absolutely nuts.
That is really good.
But they've actually been putting up a good amount of fight ever since the Boston they just crushed us. They crushed us. But we were able to win that last game in Boston, and then we had a 2-game stint with Toronto.
Yep.
And
were
we
there
swept
for the
them.
one. Yeah.
We swept them. Yesterday's game was kind of nuts. We got away with the win in the overtime.
Yeah.
Bryce Harper hit it right back to the pitcher, and my grandpa says this all the time: don't do the underarm shit. Bo Bichette, the shortstop, yeeted the ball over first base, and it helped us score the winning run.
Yeah, that's how it went.
But Wheeler actually looks that was his best outing of the season so far. Everything, like, we're putting up fights, and you're starting to see everything kind of come together. Pitching kind of still needs to come online a little bit. We still need to hit with runners in scoring position because that's still
we've
something
been leaving
that
people on base.
it's too much. Almost every inning, I'm seeing someone in scoring position get left on base, and if you score like 1 or 2 of those, you're winning a lot of games.
Yeah. Just to note, we are currently 18-19, so 48% win rate.
So
Marlins are 5-0 or 50% win rate, 19-19. Fucking Braves are 25
Bra-
and 12.
yeah. Well, so Braves, we knew coming into this we're going to be really good because they're all around solid squad. But before yesterday, I think the Mets, the Phillies, and the Marlins were all tied like 17 and 19. And then obviously Marlins have a game today, Phillies don't, so they were able to get the leg up on them. But Braves are the team to beat, and they're looking scarily good. They just look like a winning team. But once you get in the playoffs, like we all know, anything can happen. So Philly's looking to kind of start righting the ship a little bit, and looking forward to a very fun year. We also have the NFL schedule was supposed to come out like
Yesterday or today?
It was today. And I'm confident it was the NFL doing this, but there's been leaks throughout the day.
Yep,
like
I'm literally seeing one right now.
And before we give you the answer, can you tweet at us or just just think it in your head? Who do you think the Eagles are facing Week 1? All right, I'll give you 2 seconds, and there you go. Bill, who is it?
The Patriots.
The Patriots.
I hope that's right because
It
I'm
is.
just using
No, it's correct.
Oh,
it's
okay.
correct.
Cool.
And Juju Smith-Schuster is on the Patriots now.
That is true.
The only problem is that it's at the Patriots.
I see.
Yeah. So our first home opener, I think it's against the Vikings again, if I'm correct.
I hope so because if it is actually the Vikings,
Yeah,
then
Thursday Night
I
Football.
would like to go.
We got to do it. It's this tradition.
I think it's going to become a tradition to go to the Vikings game because the last time we went last year, we had probably one of the greatest nights of our lives.
100%.
It was. I think there was 8 of us, 9 of us.
There was 1, 2, 3. We went to Xfinity afterwards.
Yes.
So that was fun. So it was 1, 2.
It was fun until the one guy left.
I think there was like 6 or 7 of
All
us.
right. Yeah. You know what? There was 7. You know why?
Oh yeah.
I bought 7 necklaces. So
do you remember who we lost that night?
yeah, fuck him. So just to give a
that's
background
funny.
to that real quickly, we went to the Eagles-Vikings game. We had the greatest seats. Honest to God, any of the corners that you can get in the stadium is probably one of the best views that you can get. Yes, the 50-yard line is nice. Yes, getting close is good, but the corners on the lower level are always reasonably priced.
Yes.
You have a great view of one end zone.
Yes.
And you have a good view of a distance on the other end zone if you're playing offensively. Defense is a little rougher, I give it that. But overall, fantastic seating for the price. I think they were like $200 a ticket, which
I don't even think they're that much.
I think, yeah, maybe even less. Like maybe like 150.
Yeah, they were 150.
The reason why I remember because it was a Christmas gift for one of the guys that we went with.
Oh yeah, and I did a Christmas gift for There we go.
So we had a blast, but we were getting
Blasted.
hammered in the parking lot. And there is a side of me that I don't bring out often. It only comes out during the summer,
Henny
or
Hill-
not
Henny
the summer,
Hillion.
during tailgates. It is tailgate Bill because if there is Henny involved, I decide to pound the Henny. Because my thought process is, with all tailgating, I'm going to get ripped now and then sober out through the game.
Bill.
Oh, God.
Bill.
And people were cheering the entire time as I was drinking. It was hysterical. And then in a drunken purchase, I bought all of my friends Eagles heart-shaped necklaces. They were $7 a pop, and I bought 7, so that was $49. Not wasted. Everyone put it on. We all choked because they were designed for kids.
Yep.
And our fat neck could not handle that.
But you're goddamn right I wore it. And actually, my grandma got me another chain to put it on, so I wear that shit almost every single
Oh, mine's
Eagles game.
hanging up in my car.
Yeah, well, now I can actually wear mine.
That's smart. I'll wear it next time that we go to the Vikings game. I'll get a better chain.
Yeah, I'm glad that it's going to be a tradition now.
Yeah.
But
I also want to go to, I'm sorry.
You're good.
The Dolphins, because we have a Dolphins fan that is a friend, so
we're
we will
spending
go there.
a lot of fucking money again.
Yes, because that's a good game. Dolphins a good game. If I can get to a Cowboys game this year, I actually would love to.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to bank on it yet.
Yeah.
But that's one of those ones. I'm going to reach that one specifically. I'm going to reach out to a friend for, see if they have tickets for that, along with their Giants game as well, because I want to go to the Giants as well.
Giants are on Christmas, so
No,
going to be a very.
I'm going to skip that.
I mean,
one.
there's 2 games this season, but
Yeah, I cook when I'm doing Christmas, so I'm just going to skip that.
yeah, that's smart.
No biggie. But that's really up with the Eagles. We got anything else?
That's all
You're
I
good?
got. Yeah.
All right, so
all
let me
good.
run through a couple more things. Philadelphia Union just played. Oh shit, they lost in penalty kicks recently
PKs.
in the U.S. Open Cup, and it was against Minnesota. It was 7. They had to do 7 penalty kicks,
Damn.
so they went above and beyond.
That was back and forth.
They were. Now, when it comes to standings, let's see how they're doing. They're back into the series again because they are currently 4-2 and 4-4 with 2 draws. They are currently have 14 points right now, but they're also tied with Columbus and DC United and Orlando City. So they need to pick it up in order to keep moving forward. They will be playing on Saturday against Colorado at 9:30 at night. You have the USFL up. Let's hear it.
I don't want to talk about it.
How
The
bad?
Houston Gamblers beat
Oh!
the Philadelphia Stars 41-16.
blob got blobbed up.
They just aren't performing to the Blob standards, and I think
like
they
it.
they have
Ballers are sucking.
they are tied right now. There's 3 teams tied for most points against. 109 scored. It's the Houston Gamblers who just destroyed the Stars.
Yeah.
But the Houston Gamblers at least have 115 points scored. We have 66.
Jesus, we suck.
So
How's the
it's-
Generals doing? At least Generals are 2-2.
Generals are 2-2. The only team that's undefeated is the Breakers.
They break people.
The New Orleans Breakers. They break people. But yeah, I'm a little upset with them right now.
I agree. Let's see. I'm just checking that while I was here. Anyway, moving on. We're going over to Formula One real quick. We had the Miami Grand Prix this weekend as well on May 7th at 3:30 in the afternoon, so it was a nice time to watch.
I was at a bar and the guy was like, "Oh, F1's on. Where the hell are they at?" I was like, "Miami." He was like, "Motherfucker."
I mean, it's super expensive. Do you want to know that somebody sent out a menu of the prices that were going out for food? $42 for a shitty, and I do mean shitty, cheesesteak.
Ew.
It was supposed to be Wagyu, but it was not Wagyu. It looked like ham
First of all,
slices.
who fucks up a Wagyu steak and like shreds it like that? Like you eat. Oh,
America.
There's a lot of things
It's
I
America.
want to
And
yell about.
So the thing is with Formula One, it's very big on using as a business expense.
Yeah.
It's a big thing for that. Like if you're a fan, unfortunately, it's better to watch at home because the prices that you will pay there is exuberant. Miami isn't one of those cases where you'll be spending trillions because it's way too expensive. But I digress. I'm going to skip over that part. As is tradition, Max Verstappen came in first. Who would have guessed? Second, Sergio Perez came in second. Fernando Alonso back in third place. He's killing it with the thirds. Russell came in fourth. Carlos Sainz came in fifth. Good for all of them. Let's see if I care about anyone else. It looks like McLaren's still sucking it, and that's probably because they don't have Daniel Ricciardo anymore. Lando Norris and Oscar Piastri are both 17th and 19th, so not looking good. Kevin Magnussen scored points for Haas. We gotta love that. But just want to note something. With Max Verstappen winning, Sergio Perez was in second.
Mm-hmm.
He was behind by 5.384 seconds. That's how much of a lead Max Verstappen had.
Yeah.
This also pushes Max Verstappen well ahead into the Drivers' Championship, having him take the bigger lead over Sergio Perez. But nothing can stop Red Bull, it seems like, at this point, no matter what. They're probably going to win the Drivers' Championship and then the Constructors' Championship as well. So good for them.
Good for them.
Regarding the next race, that won't be until Sunday, May 21st at 9 a.m. for the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix, so I will not really talk about it next week. Or I'll talk more about it next week, so I'm not too worried about it now. Moving on from that, I am going to focus really quick on the Kentucky Derby that happened this weekend. That happened on May 6th. I'm only going to talk about the actual big race itself, the Kentucky Derby race that is at Churchill Downs. I gave you a couple different horses to look after, but I did say go for Mage as well, number 8, and sure enough, he won.
Would you look at that?
If you put down $1, you would have won $32.42 for a win, $14.58 for a place, and $9.08 to show. So if you put down $10, you would have won $320.
Holy shit.
Now, Kentucky Derby has shit tons of money.
That is true.
Here's the fuck you money though. If you got the exacta, which means 8 and 3, so because it goes, I'm gonna go first, second, third, fourth, and do I need fifth? Yes, because you're gonna see some crazy payouts. So first was Mage, second was Two Phils, which is horse number 3.
Mm-hmm.
Third, number 14, Angel of Empire. Fourth, 11, Disarm. Fifth, 1, Hit Show. Now, just to go over the exacta, which remember, that's first and second. If you got that right, that was for $1.
Yeah.
You get $330.44.
I really expected that to be higher. I know it's $1.
It's because look at the 3, Two Phils. I think his odds were
pretty low.
9-1.
Yeah.
So that's why. It's still a good payout though.
Yeah, I mean for $1.
Trifecta. So that's, remember, first, second, third. 8, 3, and 14. That is $908.36. $982.36.
For $1.
For $1. So most times, though, with these types of bets, you actually have to put multiple dollars in order to make it work, especially if you do a box. So no matter what, you would have won a couple grand.
At least.
Yeah. The superfecta. First, second, third, and fourth. So 8, 3, 14, and 11. $15,643.65 for $1.
Now,
if you got that straight.
Let's be realistic here, right? How much was it?
15,643.
Because realistically,
644,
probably would have put $10 down.
Yeah.
You would have.
You would have won $156,430. You would have then foamed from the mouth, passed the fuck out, and pissed yourself.
I would have bought a house.
We all would have bought a house. It gets worse.
Oh?
The Super High Five.
Yes.
I did not bring this up last week because this bet is so fucking difficult to get. Because you have to guess first through fifth in order. So, that obviously is 8, 3, 14, 11, and then 1.
Yeah.
$194,923.09. Yeah, put a $10 bet on there. See what happens. You win $2 million. You win $2 million.
It's $2 million.
And here's the thing.
You're obviously you're throwing money away, but like that that's not even a 1%. That's like a
I want you to understand
1%
if
chance
I
of
actually,
hitting.
my account, unfortunately, not even unfortunately, I do not bet anymore.
Yes.
I've also froze my account, so I couldn't even help my dad bet. Luckily, I didn't because he picked the wrong horse, so thank God. But if I did that exact bet, I'm pretty sure where I would be standing, I would have shit myself. And I would have been okay with this.
I'm about to say, you have to really up the ante, though, Bill, for that specific.
Oh, no, I probably would have thrown up, too.
There you
like
go.
full-blown panic. Now, lastly, to finish up, this is where it also gets a little more crazy. So I did explain a little bit daily double, pick 2, pick 3, pick 4, whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to focus on the pick 4, 5, and 6.
Yes.
Because the payouts for those are fucking ludicrous.
Yes.
Pick 4. So that means 4 races in a row. You got to guess right.
Yes.
$2,636.70. Not bad in these terms for Kentucky Derby.
Yeah.
The pick 5. What is it? $35,076.18. Again, good money. As we just seen, it's more than the super high 5, but yeah, you're guessing 5 in a row in races. Cool. The pick 6. I have to make sure I'm reading this right. Hang on.
So what does the pick 6 entail specifically?
You
get
have to
all
guess
6 correctly.
every race from race 1 to race 6. I don't know if there's actually 6 races though in that order, depending when you start it.
Yeah.
This was race 12, so you had to guess race 6 to race 12 who got first.
Who got first?
First for every single one. I need to make sure I'm reading this number correctly because I'm not sure if it's 100 or a
It is. Oh wait,
no.
that's a mill.
I think that's a mil.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So if you got the pick 6,
$1 bet.
$1 bet. If you did it straight, which you have to do it there, you can have multiple bets. You can have multiple horses on it and it increases your bet for $1. I'm saying it all out. $5,471,160. 5471160. Holy fucking shit.
I think I literally, I before I make that bet, I would have to put in my will this goes to someone because I'd literally have a heart attack and die if that happened. Because we all know that it would not just be the $1 that you're betting; it would be at least $5 to $10 that you're betting.
Mm-hmm.
So that 5.5 mil just becomes 55 mil.
It can go up exponentially.
That is terrifying.
There was some bad news with the Kentucky Derby. I do not want to gloss over it too much. 7 horses unfortunately died at the Kentucky Derby.
Really?
Whether it was due to racing injuries or conditions, 2 horses had to be put down and the other ones died.
Jesus.
Crazily. It's nuts. So that is still an issue when it comes to the Kentucky Derby. Now here's another thing too that I'm going to bring up, and eventually it may come back because I remember this from not last year's Kentucky Derby, the one we watched at your house.
Yes.
2 years ago.
Yes.
That horse that won got caught doping. Well, not
Yeah.
the horse, but the trainers were caught doping.
Yeah.
But I wonder if that will happen again, and then nothing will be done because bets have already been paid out.
Yep.
Horse racing is a little shady. Got to keep that in mind. Still love it though.
Still love it.
Anyway, all right, last but not least, we're going to go through some mixed martial arts, and we're going to start off with Demetrius Johnson with 1 championship, winning his 3rd fight against Andreo Moraes for winning decision. Good for him. Rotang winning by knockout for the flyweight Muay Thai World Championship. Are we shocked? No. So that is what it is. Moving on to last week, May 8th at 10 o'clock, we had Henry Cejudo versus Aljamain Sterling. I'm going to run through it as much as I can, but the main card is what I'm focusing on. But I do want to give some credit to the early prelims for all having a knockout. So congrats to Claudio Ribeiro, Ikram Aliskerov, and Parker Porter. All knockouts, making that early prelim interesting. Otherwise, beyond that, on the prelims, I am very sad to say that Drew Dauber lost in the first round via knockout to Matt Frevola. Matt Frevola did do a beautiful hook, though, and dropped that chin and cracked it hard. Hopefully Drew can come back and take some other fights. Honest to God, at this point, I would love to see him fight Paddy Pimblett because Paddy does need a step up in competition, and it should be Drew Dauber. I think that would be a very fair fight. Also, I think Drew would still win exponentially, but I think in order to raise his stock, have him fight Drew Dauber and then finally fight into the ranks. Maybe. Well, I don't think he will. I don't think he'll fight Drew Dauber, though. Only reason why. There is a fight card coming up back in the UK for Tom Aspinall, who's coming back off injury. So we're hoping out for that. Going on to the main card, real quick. Charles Jourdain, who I've been a big fan of and watching constantly, won via decision against Kron Gracie. Kron Gracie did not look so hot. too one-dimensional, worrying about his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Didn't work out for him. Charles Jourdain hopefully can fight again in the featherweights for a ranked fight. Hopefully in another 1 or 2. I wonder if he could go fight back for the spot that was lost by Nathaniel Wood. We'll see. Moving on beyond that, props to Movsar Evloev and Diego Lopez for having fight in the night. Movsar won via decision, so congrats. Women's strawweight, Jessica Andrade versus Yan Xiaonan. Xiaonan. That's it.
See.
Thank you. It was first round. Jessica came out swinging hard as shit, but Yan had her number and knocked her the fuck out. That was performance of the night by Yan. Congrats to her. Very happy to see that happen. This is another time that Jessica Andrade has lost to another Chinese fighter. I think she has a curse going on. Not really sure what Jessica's going to do now. Maybe she'll go back down to another weight class. Yan, honest God, when it comes to women's MMA, I say give her one more fight than a title shot. If they want to give her the title shot early, fuck it. Let's see what happens.
Roll the dice.
Why not? All right. Co-main, welterweight event. Belal Muhammad versus Gilbert Burns. Unfortunately, Gilbert Burns did lose this one via decision. Gilbert Burns was on a hot streak, though, basically against, I think it was Neil Magny and then Jorge Masvidal. Looking hot, and then took this fight kind of short notice against Belal Muhammad. This was a 5-round co-main event, even though it was not a title shot. But this is a title eliminator for the most part. Belal Muhammad, though, came out with a plan and executed it perfectly. He won via decision. He absolutely deserves it. He is currently, I believe, now on they won't even put it on there. I think it's like a 6-fight win streak, maybe 7-fight win streak.
God damn.
Yeah, he's nonstop. 1, 2, 3, 5-fight win streak. There is a gap because of the eye poke with him against Leon Edwards. But before that, technically it's 7, maybe 8. I don't know if this one actually happened, but I don't know who won that. But I know Belal is currently on basically a tear. He is currently now the title eliminator for Leon Edwards versus Colby Covington, whenever the fuck that happens, because, they want to give Colby the shot for no fucking reason at all. I'll get over it eventually. Belal is currently the number 3 welterweight in the world, so we're very happy about that, but I want him to fight for the title because he absolutely fucking deserves it, unlike Colby. Boo.
I could just feel the seething from you.
It's so stupid.
There it is.
There's no fucking point for him to fight.
Let it out.
Fine. You know what? Fine. Fucking hell. Colby Covington, literally, all his record is losses against Usman and a win against Jorge Masvidal, who just fucking retired because he's not doing so hot either. He was on a decline as it is. So why does that, a Jorge Masvidal, who's the last knockout that he got, was fucking from Ben Askren with a quick knee. After that, he got his ass handed to him, back and forth, back and forth. It's not fucking worth it. And probably the only reason why that they let him even fucking do it was because he dropped the charges against Jorge because he got an assault charge on him. All right, I get that because you want to keep Jorge around longer. Well, he's not fucking here anymore. There's no leverage. Dana, fucking just give Belal the shot. I know you don't want to give him the shot because he's a boring fighter. No offense to Belal. He just recently got a nice TKO against Brady. That was beautiful. The man is a smart fighter. I want to see a man that deserves it go for the fucking belt. Not just sit there and wait because, you want to make the money. I understand it's an entertainment company first and foremost. Ranks don't matter. Views, pay-per-view, everything does. I get it. At the same time, you're going to waste this man's time for years. Because I guarantee, though, he's going to win the next one against Leon. That man, I believe Leon will give a hell of a fight, but I think Belal is going to take that belt one way or another. And then you can have Usman come back up and make the great comeback. You can have Khamzat. You have a bunch of shit you can work through. But instead, you go with Colby fucking Covington.
Let Billy write the scripts.
Fucking Christ. Anyway. All right, moving on. Bantamweight. The title bout. Aljamain Sterling versus Henry Cejudo. There we go. Henry came off a 3-year hiatus, and honest to God, it was a fantastic fight. Henry actually had a fantastic takedown defense and had him in a split at one point.
Oh.
It was a very, very close fight, though. I want to make that very clear. The judges did make it a split decision between Aljamain and Henry. Honestly, it could have went either way. I don't think anyone was mad with the decision. People are respecting Aljamain more because he is defending the title like he should. I understand that he came up with a bullshit way to get the belt in the first place, but he has proved more than enough that he deserves that belt. Because first off, yes, he did get kneed in the head by Jan. Disqualification, he gets the belt. But then he defended it against Jan the second time, and it was a full-blown fight. He won. He defended it against Dillashaw. Now he's defended it against Henry Cejudo. All over. Fantastic fighters he just fought. Now he's going to be defending it against Sean O'Malley because that's pretty much confirmed. After that, we'll see where he goes from there. There's talks of him moving up to, I think it's flyweight, maybe featherweight. I think it's featherweight, to fight Volkanovski, depending on what happens with him against Yair Rodriguez. We'll see. But overall, we got to give Aljamain the credit that he deserves. I want to see how long he can hold this belt. He can hold it for a while. I think he can. He's a fantastic wrestler, and I think he's overall going to be a force in the bantamweight division. Along with that, he will be fighting Sean O'Malley eventually. There's talks of him fighting in Boston. If that's the case, maybe I'll make a road trip.
There you go.
Hopefully by then we'll have our press card, but I think after that last statement, I don't think I will. But basically, we'll see how he does against Sean O'Malley. There's talks again of him fighting in Boston, but it may get pushed back a little bit later. Beyond that, we do have this weekend's card, which actually is a banger, if I do say so myself. So, we have, for this weekend, Jesus, I hate this thing already. UFC Fight Night. I'm going to say their whole names because it's going to be annoying. Jarrinho Rosenstruck versus Yalton Almeida. And that is on Saturday, May 13th at 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Early. This is actually in the Spectrum Center in Charlotte, North Carolina. Is Charlotte? Yeah, Charlotte, North Carolina. All right, cool. Yeah. Thank God I got my geography right. I should know this. I literally work with jobs that involve me bringing people on board in Charlotte. Anyway, overall, just looking at it, prelims don't got too much craziness going on. There is actually not too much to worry about there, except for, Carl Williams versus Chase Sherman. That was supposed to be on a card previously. Now it's happening. We'll see how it goes. Matt Brown, who is fucking old as shit, but still fighting like crazy, is fighting Court McGee. Love that name. He's a minus 205 favorite, so we'll see. But I want to see Matt Brown win, who's plus 175. Going on from there, here's another good one, though, for the welterweights. Tim Means versus Alex Morono. We're now in the main card. Overall, that should be a good fight in general. Both are coming off a loss, though. I think this is going to be one of those ones where whoever loses, they say goodbye to their UFC contract.
It's so hard
to say goodbye. And then light heavyweight Carlos Olberg versus Ihor Potieria. He is a plus 330, but he's fighting out of Ukraine. So he will become the guy I root for just because he's from Ukraine, Salvo Ukraine. And hopefully the guy from New Zealand loses. No offense to Carlos. I know Carlos probably is a very talented fighter. I'm just supporting Ukraine as much as I can.
Hell yeah.
I couldn't buy the what's it called, the Warhead that one time. That was fun.
Yeah,
that was a whole thing when Ukraine was asking for donations and they were literally letting you sign shells that they were going to drop on Russians, and I was like, I can't do that.
From Jersey with love.
Yeah, I was going to say whiz wit, but okay, top three of the main event. These ones are big, especially for welterweight. This one's actually a good one to have. Daniel Rodriguez versus Ian Machado Gary. Ian is currently the new prospect for welterweight division. He is currently 11-0. He is also nicknamed The Future, which is working out for him very well so far. He is currently on, if I remember correctly, 4-fight win streak in the UFC itself. His last one versus Keenan was actually a very good fight. We got to see his chin actually get tested, and he fought through it, so good for him. 7 wins by knockout, 1 by sub, 3 first-round finishes. Ian is, like I said, on the up-and-coming, but his next test is Daniel Rodriguez. I'm going to be real. I don't know if Daniels should be ranked 15 right now. I kind of think somebody else should be, a.k.a. the Leech, but I'm not going to complain too much about it. He currently is on a 2-fight losing streak, or no, 1-fight losing streak, sorry.
There we go.
Against Neil Magny, and then getting subbed in round 3. But he is coming off that win. He did have a win against Li Jialing, the Leech, who, honest to God, I think got robbed by the judges, but whatever. Daniel Rodriguez is 17-3, 5 first-round finishes, 4 by sub, 8 wins by knockout. This is going to be a striking match, people. I'm very excited to see how this goes. I think they are going to fight each other very well, but I think it's only going to take one punch from either of them to drop. I think Ian, though, his striking is a lot more crisp, so we're going to see this happen. Alrighty, into the lightweights. Nope, sorry, light heavyweights, my bad. Light heavyweights. We got, finally, Anthony Smith versus Johnny Walker. Now, if you remember Johnny Walker, I recently talked about him when he beat the ever-living piss out of Paul Craig, who is one of my favorite fighters, but he's so one-dimensional that he grabbed the leg and went, I don't know what to do, and then got beat up. I love you, Paul, but you got to work on your striking, my man, and your ground game, and everything else. Anyway, Johnny Walker is currently coming off a... Let's see, 2-fight win streak right now after losing to the current champion Jamal Hill. That was a hell of a knockout. I'm sorry, Johnny. He is currently ranked number 7 in the light heavyweight division. He is currently 20-7, 16 wins by knockout, 2 by sub, and 17 first-round finishes. Johnny is honestly a very interesting fighter. He's technical, but he's also flashy. A lot of flying knees, good amount of kicks, good striking overall. He does have a little bit of a glass chin from what I've seen. Overall, though, I don't know if it's glass chin or everyone just punches really hard in the light heavyweight division. Overall, very solid fighter. Very excited to see how that goes. Next, we have Anthony Smith. Anthony Smith is a fucking legend in the light heavyweight division. He has fought for the title, I believe once or twice now against John Jones. Could have took the win against John Jones after being illegally, eye poked like 6,000 times. But he decided to duke it out the right way. Unfortunately, it didn't work out for him, so he has not been a champion yet. He is currently 36-17 in the record, so he's been fighting for years. 19 wins by knockout, 14 by submission, and 20 first-round finishes. It is number 5 in the light heavyweight division. And also he's a very nice guy. Love hearing him talk. Currently, though, I think, he is on a 1-fight losing streak, but he has beaten Jimmy Crute and Spann recently. But overall, been a fantastic fighter. This should be a good fight to watch. Honestly, I think if Johnny gets one good hit in, I think that's it for Anthony. But it goes the same way, though, for Anthony hitting Walker. Anthony is more well-rounded, but the flashiness and the awkwardness of Johnny Walker can really make a difference here. Lastly, we have the big one, and I do mean big, because it is the heavyweights. And gotta love the heavyweights, especially when they get into the top 10. Although this one involves the top 12. No, we're going to start with Yolton Almeida, who is coming off a win. He is currently 18-2, 12th in the heavyweight division, 7 wins by knockout, 11 by sub, and 13 first-round finishes. He is currently killing it. He is on a 4-fight win streak right now. So he's on his way up, but most of the people that he fought, a little bit lower in caliber when we get to Jairzinho. However, that doesn't mean he's not going to be a threat. It is a mix of KOs and subs in his UFC career. Quite literally, I mean 2-2, sub or KO. One or the other. So we're going to have to see how Jairzinho does with his ground game. Otherwise, though, we do have Jairzinho Rosenstruck, who is a fantastic fighter as well. He is currently 13-4. I love his nickname, Biggie Boy.
Biggie Boy.
Hell yeah. Represent that body right there.
He's got 390 odds.
Yes, he does. He is currently 13-4-0. He has 12 wins by knockout, 9 first-round finishes. The man is very technical. I will give you that. He is smart with his striking. but it can be a little one-dimensional. I don't know how his ground game is. It literally does not have anything. Literally, his stat card has. Oh no, he has 75% takedown defense. So we'll see how that goes.
There we go.
He is currently on a one-fight winning streak after absolutely obliterating Chris Daukaus, who is, I don't think, even fighting anymore right now. Thank good. Oh no, he's going to light heavyweight. I think he lost that fight too. But I think this will be a good win for him if it happens, because then he has to fight his way back up into that top 5. That is a very tough. That top 5 is very tough to get through. Honest to God, I think what's going to happen is whoever wins this will most likely be fighting Tai Tuivasa, only because he's the most inactive, and I do mean, unfortunately, got knocked out by Sergey a couple months ago. He's probably the only one that's going to be considered healthy at the moment, unless he does fight Volkov, which Jairzinho can't really because he just fought him recently. So we're going to see how that goes. Well, he's ranked 7. So, basically, he's ranked 8. Yeah, so I think it's going to come down to him fighting Tai Tuivasa. Honest to God, I'll do a little bet on here. I would put Yalton by sub on here, just because I don't know how his I don't know how Jairzinho's ground game is, but if you want to get fancy with it and get real big odds, Jairzinho by sub is plus 3,500. But most likely would be a knockout, which would be plus 475. Not bad.
No.
But that's really all I have this week for UFC.
All right, sweet. And that's pretty much all I have too. I'm just really excited for the Sixers.
Yeah, I know. We got to get going.
Yeah, so
I got cheese dip in the car.
Remember, oh shit, that's exciting. So remember, follow us at AB Sports Media on Twitter, and then if you have any questions, reach out there or email Bill and AJ Media at gmail.com.
Please.
Again, my name's AJ,
And I'm Bill.
and thanks for listening.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.
If gambling has become a problem for you or for someone you know, please call 1-800-GAMBLER to seek free, confidential 24/7 problem gambling assistance. You can also text SUPPORT to 53342 to get more information about problem gambling behavior.